Why your liability limits matter. Let's paint a horrible picture. Unfortunately, you are driving down the road and you cause an accident. With that, you injure the other driver and they have $100,000 in injuries. Let's then assume that you are now driving around with state minimum liability limits on your vehicle of $25,000 in the state of Missouri, where I'm currently located physically. With that claimant is only going to get paid out $25,000 from your auto insurance policy. With that, they are out $100,000 for injuries. That means they're most likely going to be filing a claim against you for the additional, if not more than that. So I wanted to more or less make this video to explain why that is important, to understand exactly what your coverages are, how much of a net worth you have and why that's a part of the equation, the cost, and maybe some other subjects as we go down this list. But in short, what are the consequences? I kind of painted a picture for you at the beginning of this. This is a marketing flyer that I'm going to be sending out to some clients and some prospective clients. Just wanted to make this so the rest of the world can have the information in case you are not on my list per se. Whenever I'm a certified financial planner, so I think it's very important to first off evaluate your net worth. Let's assume if you sold everything that you had and you paid off all your debts, whatever you have left over, let's assume that is $500,000. For example, in that case, you might want up to $500,000 worth of liability limits coverage to cover yourself on your home, your auto, your boats, your ATVs, your motorcycles, any vehicle that could give you a liability exposure for causing injuries to someone else. Consider potential risks. Those are some of the things that I just went over. What are the situations that you're going to be putting yourself in where you could cause injury to somebody else? Those are all things that you want to take into consideration as part of your net worth and your financial planning evaluation. Review your current coverage. This is pretty easy and straightforward. I would say get in touch with a trusted insurance agent or financial advisor in some case. My office, we do a full service insurance agency along with financial planning and investment management. So we like to consider them both at the same time. An umbrella policy. An umbrella policy is actually a policy that oversees your entire picture. So in that instance that I was telling you about a moment ago, an umbrella policy would not cover you in that case because they normally have underlying limits. So for example, let's assume an insurance company requires that you carry $250,000 worth of liability coverage on your auto vehicle. Then the umbrella would cover up to a certain $1 million amount in most cases. So either 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, et cetera, all the way up to depending on how high you need to go with your net worth in that equation before. Selling off all of your assets, paying off all your debts, how much you got left. That's where I normally tell people they should consider starting to look for their current liability limits coverage. Again, an umbrella is for if your auto policies do not provide enough coverage for you to cover your net worth. So in that previous case, you have a net worth of $500,000. Your auto policy maximum is only $250,000 that insurance company will write for. You could consider getting an umbrella policy up to $1 million. That might be more coverage than what you need currently, but there is a future earnings that you might want to consider. Because those could be at risk in the event you do cause an injury as well. So even if your net worth is not $1 million, you might want to consider getting a liability limit policy via an umbrella policy to help cover that exposure. Consult with your professional, talk with them about these types of things. This is just a general piece of information. Again, I wanted to share with the world. As a general rule of thumb, we kind of talked about that. Make sure your net worth is a part of the equation in this process. Some fun facts that I like to at least put out here. About 5% or 1 in 20 people file a claim every year on their home. Once every 20 years, you think about it, you're probably going to file a claim. Only about 1 in 40 homes file a claim for hail and wind damages, so once every 40 years. Liability claims are not as common as this, so I'm not trying to scare you into purchasing a liability umbrella policy, but they are relatively cheap. At the end of the day, they would cover you for any of these exposures. You're going to be paying anywhere from $150 to $300 per year to cover yourselves up to $1 million of liability limits. So I know I kind of skipped over these other facts because I'm kind of on the fence on if I want to include these in the marketing flyer that I'm making. But again, just on the spot, wanted to share some information with the world and post the video on YouTube. So please like and subscribe if you have not. Please share with some friends and family if this is useful. Also, here is my information. It'll be in the signature of this video, but I am a certified financial planner. I am a financial advisor, insurance agency owner, all of those fun things. Stack Enterprises is the name of my firm. I do work with individuals locally in Missouri, but also a lot of virtual relationships at this point in time as well. So all over the US. If you want to check me out, here's my website. We've got my live calendar link if you'd like to book some time with me. I've got a YouTube channel, obviously, that you're watching me on now. This may be posting on Facebook, though, or elsewhere. But either way, Facebook, LinkedIn, I've got some demo planning tools if you'd like to check those out. I've got a risk assessment tool if you'd like to have consideration as to how much risk you're taking with your investments. And lastly, I do a lot of Medicare and health insurance quoting. So if you would like more information on those subjects, I'm happy to help. But yeah, that was all. Have a great day. Thanks.